like many of us in all parts of the industry, I think we found our way out of the water in various ways through family or training. In my case, I was a lifelong boater on the West Coast. My family moved back to Alberta and I carried on boating there on lakes and sailing school every year. So we all have a passion for it, I think, by and large. I think in British Columbia in particular, in the Pacific Northwest, our boating area is defined much by the water in the islands as opposed to where the cities lie. So particularly in our environment, Vancouver is a wonderful place to sail and cruise from, but the reality is it's also constrained with respect to moorage and location. And Vancouver Island, as you well know, offers a plethora of opportunities there, the Southern Gulf Islands and down into the San Juan. So having a location that services the needs of both of those communities was very important to us. Our industry is one that's been impacted in so many ways through COVID, and that doesn't matter whether it's our segment and the larger sailboats and powerboats or whether or not it's trailerable boats, but it's something that none of us contemplated or could understand quite how we would be affected. But from our perspective, we went from people making a decision to get into boating, do things locally, be able to take control of doing things locally by buying boats. It became a frothy market. People could not travel, so they were constrained to their own waters. So a lot of people made the purchase decision, and that was right through the segments. Subsequent to, as COVID is not behind us by any means, but as we've gotten beyond the worst of it, if you will, we've probably come back to a more normalized environment. But we have a new normal, and our new normal is an uncertain time for many people with higher interest rates, with inflation that's happened across all manner of boats that are sold in our industry, whether it's a trailerable boat or ours. Average price increases since COVID of 30 to 40%. Actual cost increases that we're having to pass on. If you then take an unfortunate decision to add a luxury tax to this, which just layers one hurt on top of another, and one that's in most of our clients' minds a completely arbitrary decision that's targeting them in a particular way that they don't find palatable. And the reality is that has impacted us dramatically, more than we thought. As with many things, exposure, opportunity, and education play very large into this. So the earlier that we can get the opportunity to get families on the water in any format, to get young people on the water is particularly important. If you look at jurisdictions where boating and sailing in particular is a passion, then you see that being in school programs, the opportunity to have school programs. And I think we have to try and make as many of those opportunities available as we can through the local clubs and or through, if you will, potentially school programs. I think the next step there is to have training that's accessible and available to people to take that next step and to grow into that next boat and make sure that there's an opportunity for either independent schools and particularly on the education side. We do need to make sure that we are working hard as an industry to stay professional, to ensure that we're regulating ourselves, because if we don't, then the reality is someone will do it for us. And that's the important thing here, is that be consistent and make sure that we're getting the training and supporting our people that way. If I look at where we've come as a business over the years since my involvement and previous to me and what's happened, I think it's our team. I'm most proud of the individuals. We have a number of long-standing employees who worked hard for us, who are passionate about the industry, passionate about that cruising we spoke of, and dedicated to delivering the best customer experience we can. And of all the things, we have excellent brands. We're very fortunate that way to have great products to sell from a variety of manufacturers. But at the end of the day, it's how that translates into the customer experience and what our team can do. So I'm proudest of them. We're looking hard at how to manage our way through this challenging environment right now with respect to the luxury tax and other structural limitations within the industry. But for us, it's again just focusing back to that customer experience, ensuring that our boats that are here are delivered in the appropriate way, ensuring that we've got the newest products as available for our clients, and working with our manufacturers to making sure that the products that they're delivering are meeting the needs of our clients here. I love being out in this environment. So making sure that other people have the opportunity to share that and enjoy, the fruits of what we've got here in British Columbia.